Hello, how are you? I am back again, and I thought today I would do a 10-year review of my Coach road bag. I was going to do another video, and I suddenly thought, actually, I think I've had my rogue bag for 10 years. I might be wrong. I swear I got my rogue when I lived in London, and since then I have lived in Norfolk, Suffolk, Margate, and yeah, I'm sure it was 10 years, so I'm doing a 10-year review, but it might be 9.5, who knows, but I'm pretty sure it's 10. Anyway, my first ever Coach bag was this glorious red Coach rogue bag. I absolutely love it. I think it is beautiful. I cannot believe it's 10 years old because it still looks incredible. I used to wear this bag all the time, and then I was wearing it so much that I stopped wearing this one and started wearing a different one. And then when I moved house, I didn't wear it because I was like in renovation mode. And then I haven't worn it as much when I had Mary, because it's not really a nappy bag. So I haven't worn it recently, but I would say over the 10 years I've worn it a lot. And it's also moved house with me like 4 times. So that's a good test to a handbag. I don't know what it is about moving house, but handbags don't like moving house. And this bag has done very well. So I thought I'd do a 10-year review and just show you how it's looking. Also, before I get started, right now, Coach are doing a refer a friend code. So if you are buying anything from Coach and you want to use my refer a friend code, it will give you a 15% discount on literally everything. So like if you're wanting a tabby bag, boom, 15%. If you're wanting a rogue bag, 15%. If you're wanting a dress, 15% off completely. It's so good. They used to do 10% for signing up to their mailing list, which was great, but now it's 15% off, and I think that's incredible. So I wanted to share it with you, but yeah, the details are in the description. Basically, you just use my link, shop, and then use my name at checkout, and you'll get 15% off your order, which I think is incredible. So yeah, let me show you my Coach bag, and before I get started, I'm just going to show you the rogue bag in the 3 colours I have, because yeah, why not? So the first one that I obviously got was the red. I love it. I flip-flop between this one being my favourite and this one being my favourite. I love the red. I was worried that I would get bored of red, but I think the red tone that they've chosen is just like the perfect 70s vintagey red that just still looks so cute and hasn't dated. So I love this bag. I think it's amazing, and I love the colour, and I think it's held up well as a shade of red. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a really good retro red which still looks cool and relevant. So this was my first rogue, and then I love the rogue so much that I got myself a second rogue, and that is this colour here. I love this one because it's really easy to wear. It's really versatile. I feel like when I'm wearing pink, it looks more pink, but then when I'm wearing like a black, kind of more nudes, more kind of autumnal, kind of vintage florally colours, it looks more kind of brown, nude, vintagey. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's a really versatile bag which seems to adapt well with what I'm wearing, and I love that about it. Like, I've literally worn this with like a white dress which has like pretty pink flowers on, but then I've also worn it with kind of like tweeds, browns, yeah, like a autumnal floral dress, and it just always just takes on the clothing. It's really weird, but it's really good. But it's almost like dulled down salmony pink, it's almost a nude, it's almost a taupe, it's almost a pale pink. I don't know, it's just a real mix between so many shades, which is just really good. Actually reminds me a little bit of the Farrow and Ball colour Dead Salmon, I think it's called that anyway. But yeah, it's a great colour. And then I'm just going to take you into the dressing room and show you my other Coach rogue bag. So let me take you in and you can admire the mess. But this is my third Coach rogue bag. This is a smoother leather than the green, and it's got some quilting, and it's also got stud work, and it is all black, including the black hardware. I do love this bag, but it's actually quite smart. I feel like because it's a bit smarter, I don't wear it as much because it just kind of feels a little bit more formal and officey, like hipster office, but office. And so I feel like, because I'm such a casual biatch, I'm so casual that this often feels too smart, but I do love it. I've just probably worn this one the least. Yeah, I feel like it's a bit more of a formal Rogue. Still beautiful, and it's got actually better structure. Like, it's standing up really nicely on its own, but I do love it. It's just a little bit smarter, and I tend to wear it less. I kind of like my Rogues a little bit more lived in. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm going to show you my red Coach Rogue. I would say when you are not using your bag to store them quite well, because they are beautifully made, but I think to keep the structure you have to pad them when you're not wearing them. So what do I have in this one? I only have one thing in this bag. I have another handbag which is just giving it a little bit more structure, but I have padded this one better, and I think that's really important. So you don't want to hang it by its handles, you want to sit it on its base, and I generally try to kind of have the handles either like this or like this, just to kind of keep them where they are. And then I try to kind of like have it as upright as possible so that like the leather doesn't kind of naturally bend one way or another. I've not done it perfectly, but it's not bad. But yeah, you want to kind of keep some structure to it, because otherwise this bag is quite floppy by nature, and I think it's nice to kind of try and keep the structure. Anyway, here are the handles. They're looking really good. Yeah, they're looking surprisingly clean for somebody as grubby as I am. And then the leather is the red grainy leather. This is my favorite style of Coach bag. If you're ever buying a Coach bag and you've got the choice between like patent leather or signature canvas or the smooth leather or the grainy leather, personally I always go for the grainy leather, because it's really hard wearing, it's really durable, it's beautiful to touch, but it doesn't scratch easily, and I just think it gets better with age. And when you start to polish it, it gets even better. Like, it just polishes up really well, it wears really well. It's a beautiful bag, and this is a beautiful style of leather. I'm not a huge fan of the patent. I like the smooth, but my favourite is always the grainy leather, and sometimes I'll be tempted to buy a bag and then I'll realise it's the grainy leather, and that will be the thing that nudges me over the edge. I don't know if that's just me. Anyway, the inside of this bag, you have one big compartment. You have a small zip section. The Coach label is here, and then on the other side you have kind of like a purse, and then this is all enclosed in a zip. So if you are kind of carrying a laptop around, this is where you want to be putting it, any valuables in there. And then it's got a big open section here, which I find really handy for, say, a book or my phone or my Oyster card, or just anything that I just want to like grab at easily, maybe headphones, that kind of thing. But just be aware that like if you are carrying it around and there's pickpocketers, you know, this is the section they can get into, whereas, you know, put your diamonds in the middle section basically. Because we all carry around diamonds. But yeah, so it's got two open sections here, which are really handy for just kind of like putting in anything that you need to grab at quickly. And yeah, it carries quite a lot in. Like, you can definitely get books, iPads, cameras. I should really do a what's in my Coach Rogue bag, because it does fit in so much. It's just a really handy kind of bag for, I don't know, going into London. Like, it was always like my I'm going into London bag. So I could put in food, snacks, water, I don't know what else, camera I used to carry around a lot, maybe an iPad, definitely headphones, phone charger, money. London is expensive. Yeah, money, phone charger, iPad, all that stuff, food. I would put in so much food. It fits everything in. It's such a Mary Poppins bag. But I did definitely used to really enjoy utilising these side pockets for like my bank card and Oyster card. Also, something I love about it is it's a really cute sheet bag that feels quite unisex. And I loved carrying it with the top handles because I thought it was such a good look. But when it got towards the end of the day and I'd overstuffed it with all the crap that I'd bought, I used to find that actually using the secondary handles was really handy, because you can just throw it over your shoulder, and just when you want to give your hands a break, it's really nice to have those shoulder straps. You can unclip them, which makes it a more of a streamlined look. You can tuck them in, or you can just do what I do, which is have them hanging down just for a little bit of an extra interest. Generally I tuck the luggage tag in, and I have the handles out, but you could unclip the handles and have the luggage tag out instead. Just whatever your preference is. Also, I really like this, but if you look closely, there is no Coach logo on the outside. There is of course a luggage tag, so if you want the branding there you can. There is Coach on the little stud work. There's Coach on zipper. God, why am I not getting any of the words out? So it is definitely Coach. You can tell the quality is beautiful. But branding wise, it's very understated, and I really like that, because sometimes I love to have a big blingin' label. You know I do. You know I love a big Gucci bag or a big Chanel bag, but sometimes I like to just let the leather speak for itself, and this is really one of those bags where it's just so beautiful. The design is beautiful, the quality is beautiful, the design and the leather speaks for itself, and you know it's a quality bag. You just might not know where it's from. In the same way that like Mulberry will do the same thing. They'll have a beautiful leather but understated branding, which I really like. Not all the time. Sometimes I like a big logo, but sometimes I like to be a little bit more chic and understated. So yeah, I really like the understatedness of the branding. But of course, if you do want to kind of let people know, you can have the luggage tag on the outside. And then it's got studs on the bottom. It's got the genuine glove tan pebble leather on the bottom, and it's just a beautiful bag. I have polished it. I have looked after it well. I have been very careful, especially when I've been moving. But yeah, I've used it a lot, and I've always been careful with it, so it's looking good. But it is literally 10 years old, and I'm so proud of how much I've used it compared to how good it looks. Like, you can see like the stitching, you can see it's kind of looking, I don't know, it's kind of taken on a bit more colour. The leather is kind of a little bit more worn in. There's definitely kind of like patina and kind of the glossiness of the leather. It just kind of has changed over the years. But I love it. I love, love, love the Rogue. It is always my favourite Coach bag. I have been saying this for like literally 10 years. The Coach bag, the Coach Rogue is my favourite. And yeah, I stand by it. I think it's the best bag. I love it. Also, I don't know if you know this, but you can actually make custom Rogues. You can like essentially build your own. Yeah, you can custom design them with Coach. I think they're around £1,000, and you can only do it in the flagship stores, but that's worth knowing. One day I will do it. And right now they have a Coach Disney Rogue, which is very cute. But yeah, the Rogue will be my forever favourite bag. I just love it. So yeah, 10 years on, it's looking incredible. I have looked after it well. I haven't used it every day. There's definitely been like years where I've used it loads, years where I haven't used it as much. I've polished it, I've looked after it, I've kept it in its dust bag, but it has moved 4 times with me, and it has been used in the rain, and it has been used a lot, and I love it, and it's looking great, and the quality of it is phenomenal. So yeah, I thought I would share that with you. And if you are buying anything from Coach, do use my refer a friend code. It's all linked and details in the description below. So yeah, that's my video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.